In Portugal, they're known for small pastry like this. They typically is made as cheese and meat. I guess I always order for cheese. So this morning I had cheese and a soup. There's a sweet thing. So they're known pastel de bacalhau. All right, I hope I'm reading it correctly, but it's a pastel. They're known for the small pastry, cheese or the soup inside. I love it. Okay. After a day of exploration here in Sinchon, which is one of the great cities and UNESCO heritage here in Portugal, after going to Kazakhstan to get some local food. So I have here is a fresh combination of lemon and orange, as well as one of the cakes they have. It's a vegetarian spinach, and Portugal is known for small cakes like a pastel. So right in the showcase they have one with the cheese and soup. I had that this morning. So today I have this Thai with spinach. So this is a great way to end the day with control after a day of exploration. Here in Lisbon, Portugal, you will see a statue of Simon Bolivar. Simon Bolivar is the hero or the liberator of South American countries, including Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Venezuela, and Panama. So, historically, he was the one who led these countries to independence from the Spaniards' colonization. So, in the United States, Simon Bolivar is known as the Washington of South America. I believe this is the coolest or one of the coolest structure here in Lisbon when it comes to the structure as well as natural environment as well. Examine this Teatro Eden. So the plants, the trees are recessed inside and it's really cool. So this is in Lisbon. Okay, next to it is the square. Right, again, this is Teatro Eden and I think this is one of the coolest structure. It's an eye catcher. I took my attention and the attention to you again as well. here in Lisbon, you will see the only vertical standing lift that is made up of metal and glass, and this is a Santa Justa elevator. This is a 45-meter elevator and was established during 1902, and it was pronounced as a national monument back in 2002. So this is the Santa Justa elevator that is found in Lisbon here in Portugal. And this elevator will take you to the top, about 45 meters, and you will see the view of the city. I think Lisbon is the most number of hills, and the cobblestone are really shiny. So ever since yesterday, I've been it's all ascending. And this one I'm heading to the St. George Castle. I just need to stop and catch my breath. So I think it's almost there. So but it looks beautiful. Right, a few more steps, a few more minutes, and I'm at St. George Castle. Just take your time. Take my time and take a deep breath. Alright, so this is the St. George Castle. So this is located on the highest hill in Lisbon. That's the reason why it took me a while to get in here. It's a short distance walk, but it was breathtaking. I had to stop several times, plus the fact that the cobblestones are too slippery and too shiny. So this was established way back in the 18th century or even earlier. This was formerly the official residence, official royal residence, but now it's open to the public. You can get into the castle and learn about the history of Portugal. So this is a very important attraction here in Lisbon, the capital city. Don't forget St. George Castle. But when you're going here, make certain that you have good shoes, and the tiles or the flooring or the cobblestone are really shiny. And if you're going from the center of the city, you have to make certain that you are in a better, I would say, not necessarily in a better shape, but you are conditioned because you are climbing up a hill. And it's summer and it is hot, so take some water, bring it with you. But it is worth going to St. George Castle. Welcome to Portugal. Welcome to Portugal. So this is one of the many symbols or emblem of Portugal. This is the rooster of Barcelona. There are many versions in this legend. One of the version of the legend of the rooster of Barcelona was a man from Galicia was just passing in a city called Barcelona. He was just completing his devotion to Spain, and he was just about to complete his walk in the Compostela Valley. Apparently, he was accused of stealing silver, and the judge in the city put him to death by hanging. So when he was about to be hanged, he said that if the roasted rooster will make sound, rise up, and become alive once again, then he's not guilty. Apparently that happened. So there's many versions about this legend of the rooster of Barcelona. Check it online, and it's very interesting. Once again, this is one of the most important emblems or symbols of Portugal. I'm here in Lisbon. Right in front of me is the St. George Castle. Okay, here I'm looking at the view. Beautiful, very stunning. So I'm looking at the city of Lisbon, and then I'm looking at the houses next to each other with red roof. And this is also something that you must check when I show this clip, because these houses are next to castle-like structure, and then looking at the body of water that comes from the north Atlantic Ocean. Alright, so check this out and let me know what do you think. It's stunning, isn't it? Okay, Lisbon is known for a small tram. This is a very good example. It's just a one carriage and it's always on the hill. So check this out. That was cool, isn't it? And plus our cyclist, there's a tricycle like this. Alright, moving on. That one was superb. Here's another one. Anybody know who San Vicente is? I don't know. Let me know. I'll search. But here's a statue next to the water here in Lisbon. S. Vicente. An ice cream cone must be a great move. It's hot, and then it's, look, fancy ice cream cone right here in a small shop cart here next to the ocean here in the city of Lisbon. The landscaping, the roadscaping here is really staggering, beautiful here in the city of Lisbon. This is now in the residential area, and you do have the railway. This is where the trams they pass by. There's a lot of choices here. You will never get hungry. I'm looking for vegetarian. I don't see anything. It's all carnivorous. Okay, I'll leave it for you. But it looks good. mariscos, carne, etc. Formerly known as the Church of Santa Engracia with an R back in the 17th century, this is now the National Pantheon here in Lisbon. This has been converted from a church into a national pantheon here in Lisbon back in the 1916, wherein the famous Portuguese politicians, writers, and artists are buried. The interior is worth visiting because of its elaborate decorations. Additionally, there is an 18th century organ inside. Once again, this was formerly the Church of Santa Engracia in the 17th century, but it's been converted into a national pantheon here in Lisbon back in 1916. It's worth visiting. Look at the structure, very detailed. The National Pantheon here in Lisbon, formerly the Church of Santa Engracia. I am inside the National Pantheon here in Lisbon, Portugal. This pantheon was formerly the Church of Santa Engracia way back in the 17th century. In 1916, the church has been converted into a national pantheon wherein the famous Portuguese politicians including Vasco da Gama, artists and writers are buried. So it is very worthwhile to visit the inside because of the elaborate decorations as well as the 18th century Baroque organ. Once again, I am inside the National Pantheon of Lisbon that was formerly the Church of Santa Engracia. Okay, this time I'm inside the National Pantheon, the former Church of the Santa Engracia way back in the 17th century. In 1916, this was converted into the National Pantheon wherein the bodies of the famous politicians, artists and writers here in Portugal are buried. A very good example is Vasco da Gama right behind me. I'm giving credit to all my history teachers. I'm trying to remember all the things that I've learned. Hard to remember just way back in time. According to what I remember, that Vasco da Gama was the very first navigator here in Portugal, here in Europe, to navigate the Atlantic Ocean, crossing through the Pacific Ocean in order to reach India in search of the Spice Island. And according to what I read, Vasco da Gama is considered as the first initiator of multiculturalism through sea voyages. Once again, credits to all my history teacher when I was in high school and college as well, trying to remember all these bits of information. So I am inside the National Pantheon here in Lisbon, Portugal. Once again, this was formerly the Church of Santa Engracia way back in the 17th century. And in 1916, this was converted into a national pantheon. This building, this structure is worth visiting because of the elaborate interior decoration as well as the 18th century Baroque organ. Alright, this is my final day in Europe, so I'm heading to the airport. I'm here still in Lisbon, and I'm flying back to United States. I am entering the United States, came through Boston, so that's where I have a connection. So right there, that's where my hotel is or was, and I had a great time here in Lisbon, which is a beautiful capital city. There's so many things to do, ranging from culture, history, and nightlife as well. I'm not into nightlife, but I'm into culture. So I'm always sleeping around, or at least in my room at 6 or 7. Okay, not unless it's necessary. Alright, bye for now. So from Lisbon, I'm heading to the metro station to the airport. It will take around an 8-minute walk according to the GPS, and it's about more or less almost an hour going to the airport, including distance. Bye for now. Bye from Portugal. Alright? Bye.